In this quick video, I'm going to show you how to harvest tomatoes earlier by pruning your tomato plants to a single stem. This is Tim. Organic Backyard Gardening is focused on helping you grow more food with our tips and tricks. If you like gardening and want to grow more food, subscribe to this channel. Now, this plant here is about 2 feet tall, and it's been growing without any pruning. So I'm going to show you the different parts of a tomato plant and show you how to prune this to a single stem. This is the main stem, and you can see there's the bottom branches here. Then there's a growth node. Now the plant wants to keep reproducing and expanding. They're also called suckers. Now you should remove these if you want to encourage growth to the fruit. We have a really short growing season. So if this plant keeps expanding, it will not focus enough energy on producing fruit. It'll just want to produce vegetation. Now these are indeterminate tomatoes. Indeterminate tomatoes will continue growing vertically. They're the vining type. Determinate are the bushy type. So you can do this with indeterminate. Cut these bottom leaves because they could be touching this area here and staying wet, and that could promote disease. Then I'm gonna also cut out these guys. These other two bottom ones. And this other bottom here. There's another growth node here. I'm gonna pull this bottom branch off. Pull this growth point out. And then we get to another big branch. So this branch is shooting up all the way over here. And I have my main branch being supported by this stake. Now, this stake is only probably about 3 feet tall, and it's gonna need much more runway to continue growing up. So I'm gonna put in a bigger stake. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna remove this growth point. And since this is so big, I'm just gonna use my shears to cut this. So I just removed a good portion of the plant here. So let's review what we have on this plant. Main stem, branch, growth point that was removed, fruit right here. So that was flowering, and now we have the fruit. So it's gonna come up, it's gonna focus on this fruit and keep going up the main branch. We have another sucker here I'm gonna remove. Then we have another sucker here that I'm going to remove. Now a little tip, you could put these suckers in water and they will start to grow roots, and you can replant them if it's early enough in the season. So I'm just gonna put this one here in the water. I'm planting some more garden beds, so I'm gonna try to regrow a couple shoots here. Now I have another growth node here. So this plant is on its way to producing some really nice fruit. Remember, these are indeterminate. You can remember that by it's indeterminate how high they will grow. You want to have a very tall stake, and you want to prune to a single stem. This will allow the plant to focus on production of the fruit, and you'll have an earlier harvest. When you do grow them this way, you can grow them as close as 1 per square foot. Now, if you don't prune them and you have more of a determinate type that you cage or stake, you want to keep those at about 4 per square foot. And one other thing, when you're supporting them up the stake, you can wind them up a stake, but if you have a wood stake, you can just take a little piece of garden jute and just make a loose little knot. Since I'm holding the camera, I can't show this, but just make a loose little knot and just tie it ever so slightly to the stake. There's also clips they sell, but I found that the garden jute works great. So I'm gonna wind this one up a little more, and then I'm gonna put wind this up right here, and then I'm gonna put another larger stake soon. But this one too, this one here hasn't been pruned as well. So I'm gonna do a quick prune. I'm just gonna chop the bottom ones off, that growth node. I'm gonna put this in my jar. I'm gonna prune this growth node. this branch since it's touching the ground. This growth node. Right. This will keep the plant, a lot of airflow through the plant. Here's another large growth node that should have been taken off a while ago. Yeah, when they're bigger, it's best to use garden shears. And then I'll take this one off. I'll put this one in my the water in here. A small sucker, pull it off, and then another small sucker. So I have, this plant looks really healthy. So I have growth node, and then flowers are forming right there. Now, one more thing, you can grow them vertically without a stake, and you can actually use a string trellis. So here I have this contraption I built out of conduit piping, and I have a string coming down here, and you can see I started to wrap the string around the tomato plant. I have some cages back here for support just for now, but I'll also be stringing these up as well. And I find using the string method sometimes much easier. Something else that's pretty cool, right here I have a volunteer plant, and this is strawberry spinach. I planted these a couple years ago, and now I have them every once in a while just come up, and I let them grow. You can eat the foliage, tastes like spinach, and the berries are pretty tasteless, but they're pretty cool in salads. And looks like I have a little ladybug there. Well, I hope this video was helpful. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe. See you on the next video. If you like this video, you'll probably enjoy learning from my other videos, like this one in the top right. You can learn how I made this string trellis mentioned in this video. And if you hadn't already, don't forget to subscribe by clicking in the bottom right. See you on the next video, and happy growing.